It's a lot going on there. Yeah.
So a little bit more.
Sure.
Yesterday I came up to you at the autograph and I played you a voice message from my husband.
Right.
Who's in the Navy and he's such a huge fan of Band of Brothers. And he asked, so how was it? What did he say when you asked him about Band of Brothers? And I told him, and my husband's British, so I never know if he gets really excited or not.
Fair.
But after I told him the story, he said, wait, tell it again. And then I knew that it was really important to him to listen to you talk about Band of Brothers. And my question is there a message for you to all the troops all over the world that are being inspired by Band of Brothers, and anything you'd like to tell them as Mark or as yourself?
Yeah, well, I won't speak for Mark, because Mark did his speaking in the 40s. But I'll tell, doing Band of Brothers was a great education for me, not just as an actor. The acting was the least of it. It changed my perception of myself as a person, as an American, as a man, as a member of, Western society, and as a patriot for my nation and all nations that are in the allied countries. I was mesmerized by how hard that experience had to be and how hard that experience has to continue to be. Anybody who's spent any time at conventions knows that I'm a massive supporter of the military. I feel like 1% of the people take 100% of the bullets for us so that we can stand here and do this, so we can go and live our lives. And I feel like that is lost on, I know it's lost, because it was lost on me until it wasn't. I wasn't born understanding it. I didn't grow up understanding it. I came to understand it as a grown man when I was put into a project that forced me to learn about it. And that's why I'm glad those projects exist, because I hope when somebody watches Band of Brothers or Private Ryan or any, Dunkirk, any war experience movie that's telling it as honestly as possible, I hope they recognize the brutality of it. Don't get so lost in the cinematography that you forget that blow-up scene took a kid's arm off. Don't get lost in the fact that this is not Hollywood glamorizing something. It's the opposite. The opening 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan should be required viewing for teenagers. They should all have to watch that, because that's what it was like to have the Higgins boats drop that steel on the French coast and be fired at. When you've never really fired at a person before, you've just been training and rehearsing, and now next thing you know, you don't even get a chance to pull the trigger because you get shot. And your buddy, Babe Heffron looked at me like I was Skip Muck, because I looked like him. At the time I was dressed like him, I had the haircut and everything, and they would see you and they would start to cry. They'd get really emotional because last time they saw you, you were alive, and now you're dead and you're somebody pretending to be that person. But that gets lost in their emotions and they just see you. I remember Babe Heffron looking at me and he said, "We tried to find something of you to send home. There was nothing. You were vaporized." And he was really emotional as he told me that. And it was emotional to be that person and represent that and go, "That's okay, man." Like, my job was to absolve him of his guilt. He didn't do anything wrong. He was a kid fighting in a war. And if you go left and not right, you get shot. Or you step on something and you blow up. It's that kind of experience. Your husband knows. You live with it. So what I hope is that we as a culture can understand that whether we appreciate or support or agree with the mission is separate for whether we appreciate or support the women and men who do it. Because the women and men who do it are serving a greater cause. We can get into the nuances of where countries should be and what countries should be doing and what they should be doing and how they should be doing it. But the individuals who step out of their lives to get in between bad and good for us deserve our respect. And let me say that I don't care what those people do with their time, with their lives, with their heart, with their mind, who they love, how they look, which bathroom they use. None of it matters. These are brave individuals willing to do something that most of us are not, that most of us do not have the stones or strength to do. So if you have the passion and the patriotism that drives you to become a member of the military, and somebody questions your legitimacy or your loyalty based on the fact that you like open-toed shoes or whatever the hell it is, they are the ones with the problem, not you. You are a person of passion, and you are a person driven by something deep inside you, and know that you are better than those who judge you for who you are. Because it matters tremendously to me that people can separate the difference. If you don't want to make out with a dude, don't do it. No one's making you. But leave everybody else the fuck alone so they can do what they want to do, live the lives they want to live, and do for us what they're doing, which is getting paid no money and putting their lives on the line. You want to question that? You're a nut, and you're also an asshole. So, I say to your husband and to you and to anybody else who has served in the military, anybody else who has family who has served in the military, and anybody who's thinking about serving in the military, something very simple, very easy, but very sincere. I say to you, as sincerely as I'm standing here, as sincerely as I am a grown man with children, I say to you, thank you. And that's all I got for you. No criticism, no questions, just my gratitude. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your husband. Thank you for the question. Absolutely, thank you. And that was it. That was all we have time for. Listen, thank you for the time. I know like we got heavy into war there, but I really mean what I say. We are as a culture represented by many people. One of the things I like about supernatural conventions is we all come from different walks of life. We gather together to enjoy something that bonds us together. And it doesn't matter the path that brought us here, and it doesn't matter who we are when we're celebrating it. We are one people with one passion, and that applies to so many things in life. Remember that and spread that. Thank you, everybody.